Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I'm gonna be continuing with my reactions to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1987 series. Currently we are on Season 3, Episode 5, Sky Turtles. Something that I'm not really exactly sure what it's going to mean for this episode. Like, is it gonna be the turtles flying? Is it gonna be some kind of different turtles who could fly or something? Like, I'm curious what exactly is this episode title describing, and I'm kind of getting a good feeling about this episode. I feel like I'm actually going to enjoy it, especially after last episode, which was probably my favorite episode of the show so far, because it just had such a different and interesting vibe to it that I don't really think we've ever gotten in any TMNT incarnation. I just really like the, I don't know if that's the word for it, but like a noir vibe, like this kind of like a narrating detective thing was really cool, and I really liked it. And yeah, I'm just really having a good feeling about this episode, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna enjoy it. So far, season 3 has actually been quite the treat. Like, I thought that season 3 and 4, due to the nature of being like the longest seasons or whatever, and the things that I've heard about the 1987 series, I thought that I wasn't gonna enjoy them. I thought they were gonna be such a slog to get through, and I was dreading it because, like I said, they're like the longest seasons, with like 40 episodes each at the very least. And I thought, how could it be good? It would just be boring, dumb, slapstick bullshit, but it's been surprisingly fun. I've really enjoyed it. Like, even if it's not like the most interesting episode, the vibe of the season has just been this kind of like Saturday morning cartoon vibe that just really brings me back to my childhood. And it's not like when I was a child and I was watching like fucking Woody Woodpecker or whatever. It's not like it was like a really good show or whatever, but the kind of vibe that had is really reminiscent in this, so I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, whether I'm gonna enjoy this episode or not, we're gonna get into it in a sec and find out. But before we do, I do want to remind you that you can get a full-length version of this reaction over on my Patreon or Coffee account, where by subscribing to the specific tiers I've created for it, you can get access to some or all of my full-length reactions, which includes cartoons, short live-action TV series, long live-action TV series, and movie full-length reactions. And whether you want to get into my Patreon and Coffee account, or you just want to stick with YouTube versions of these reactions, it's completely up to you at the end of the day, because I do go out of my way to keep the most entertaining stuff and as much as I can into the YouTube reactions, but not everything can go there. So yeah, at the end of the day, you decide whether you want to stick with this or you just want to get more content, you know? And yeah, enough chit chat about things you don't give a shit about. Let's just get into the reaction in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, this is very Saturday morning cartoon vibe with the music.
No way, dudes. We didn't weep, Michelangelo.
You're nothing but a throbbing, pulsating brain. Why not leave the messy details of conquering the world to me?
Finally!
Increasing its anti-gravitational
That's how you should think, Shredder. You shouldn't be a lackey. Because what has fucking Krang done that has been even remotely successful against the Turtles? And yet he's bossed you around all the time.
Oh, he really sweeps me off my feet. So I see. Irma,
What's happening with the gravity?
You too? So, you have that effect on all women, and I thought you were faithful to me. What's going on?
April, this is all your fault. When you asked that tightwad Thompson for a raise, everything hit the ceiling.
What's that, Vernon?
How's that fucking April's fault, you fucking piece of shit?
All this bouncing on the ceiling has my ears beeping.
No, that's my turtle com. April, this is Leonardo. What's up?
We are. Something's gone crazy with gravity.
No shit.
We're having the same problem.
What do you think is causing it?
My guess is it has something to do with Shredder and Krang.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, you're such a worrywart. The gravity-altering device is working perfectly. Now, to increase the power.
Man, if nothing else, I'm really enjoying the voice actor for the Shredder. He's really cool.
Are you
Aw. Poor Arma.
Turtle, is that you?
Don't worry, my lady. I will hold you in my arms and will never let you drop down.
First we're floating, then we're crashing. It is possible that anti-gravity glitch was just a freak of nature.
Yeah, because that fucking happens. It's just like an earthquake.
Radiating from beneath the street.
Yeah, the world sometimes fucking rattles around and sometimes gravity just stops working.
Toward it.
Oh, beautiful, isn't it? The perfect way to bend the city to my will.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Shredder, if you weren't too busy fucking making puns and shit, maybe you would actually be able to conquer the world. Because I don't really see how changing the gravity does anything to help you conquer the world.
Hey, look! A lady special. Gee, I've never been in one before.
Bebop, trans confirmed.
We ain't got time for a fashion show. We gotta find them titles. Come on.
I still can't fucking remember in my head which one is Bebop and which one is Rocksteady.
Lady, I had nothing to do
I think Bebop is the pig and Rocksteady is the rhino, but I just can't fucking remember it.
How come those sleazoids can walk around and we can't? It probably has to do with those fussy boots they're wearing.
Yep. Although how does that make any sense? It would make sense if they were flying that those boots would keep them to the ground. At least I can kinda buy that. But I don't understand how that makes the gravity not affect them.
Titles in a stew.
Hey, Rhino Breath! I bet you're too chicken to
And
stay
I know that's kind of dumb thing to harp on, but I feel like even if you are like a shitty cartoon that doesn't really pay attention to shit like that, I feel like there still has to be some kind of logic to your plot devices, you know?
Yay!
Grab him! He's grabbed! Donatello, help me get his boots!
Because, like, how does boots fucking prevent gravity from affecting him?
You lips, give me back my boots.
And what's your idea?
Ciao, dudes.
Make them shoot at each other?
Score, turtles too.
Question. Was it ever established that those are robots? Because I don't remember in the show whether that was established or not. I'm gonna assume it was, because otherwise I wouldn't believe that a show from this era would do something as gruesome as melt people away. And yeah, if you're annoyed that I don't remember it, keep in mind this is not like the most memorable show to when you're watching it week to week, considering like 95% of it is just fluff.
Well, guys, what do you think? I think all that time upside down affected your brain. Hey, it's either this or someone rides you, Turtleback.
With total mastery of gravity, I control what rises and what falls.
And how does that get you power in the world? How does that make you let you control the world?
Ours.
Look, even buildings are breaking.
And hundreds of thousands of people in New York are just dying right now. I love how not a single incarnation of TMNT fucking cares about that shit. Like, people in any incarnation don't really give a shit about any of this. It's forgotten by next Tuesday. It's a really cool plot though, like destroying the city like that by reversing gravity, like that's really cool. That's a cool concept for a disaster movie.
Pulling away from its foundation. We're trapped on the roof.
Help is on its way, ladies. Hang on.
Believe me, I have every intention. Turtles are coming as fast as they can. Oh, great. My life depends on the speed of a turtle.
I mean, those are not normal turtles, so they're not slow. But you know what they say, slow and steady wins the race.
Primo to the extremo.
You were right, April. The turtles did save us.
No shit.
Ladies, okay?
Oh, we're fine. Thanks to you.
Guys, the building is still not fucking on the ground. Why the fuck did you show it like that?
Exactamundo, dude.
Exacto
See that stupendous dish?
I thank you, Donatello.
Not you, Irma. I'm just talking about that.
Did she think that he called her a stupendous dish? Damn, that's one kind of like a what was the word for it for whenever you're like praising somebody? I don't remember it. Like that's one of a pickup line that I've never heard before.
Like, what's the plan, man?
There's no time to explain, just do it. That's it. Pour it on.
Wait, since when did you get a fucking weapon that can dig shit out? What? Did I miss something?
It worked. Oh, it sure did.
Yeah, New York is still completely destroyed.
Reverse gravity.
This is worse than a hurricane, man.
Donatello, what happens when too much reverse gravity hits too much reverse gravity? You know?
I don't know. Probably more reverse gravity. Because usually when you fight fire with fire, it probably results in more fire.
Now, where are Rocksteady and Bebop? Hi, boy. Oh, you nuclear-age numbskulls. Where have you been? Oh,
You're really getting creative with all those insults, Shredder.
Spoiled us again. You wretched reptiles. You'll pay for this. Yeah, and bring cash.
Don't you write wretched with W? Not with R? So that one actually doesn't work.
Donatello, you're wonderful. The dish is repaired and the city is saved.
Hey, we had something to do with it too, you know.
Don't get jealous.
Gangway dudes, hot pizza's coming through.
Are those for the victory celebration?
Heck no. They're for me.
Michelangelo, what about your diet?
Fuck diets, man.
The entire day being lighter than air, it was a total bummer.
Okay. One thing I want to say before we get into specifically like a review of the episode. I think diet is a dumb idea. For losing weight, at least. Yes, like I said earlier, it's something that I do wanna do myself. Like I want to lose a little bit of weight because for most of my life I've been like on the skinnier side. But I feel like in the last year or so, especially I feel like this year, I started to put on a little bit too much weight compared to what I would want to have. Because usually I used to be like 64-5 kilos, which I think for my height as a person who is like 169 centimeters, like 1 meter and 69 centimeters, which is like a 5'7" for you Americans. The optimal weight for me is like up to about 65 kilos, but right now I am 75. And the way I've decided to solve that issue is by moving more instead of eating less. And I kind of feel like that's the right approach, because I think it's kind of dumb to restrict yourself from eating certain types of food. Yes, I do think that it's good to not overeat and to not fill yourself up with all these different trashy foods all the time. But I think it's more important to move more and to be more physically engaged than it is to eat less. That's at least my approach and my kind of thought process about this. Because, I mean, you only live once. So to restrict yourself from certain types of food, which I kind of consider enjoyment in a way, it just seems like a waste. Especially for something as dumb as looking good. Like, sure, if you want to put effort into that and you care about that, it's fair, like you do you. But I personally just think it's a dumb way to approach this, and it's the wrong way to approach this, you know? But yeah, getting to this episode in particular, I think it was fine. I definitely enjoyed the sci-fi concept of like the gravity messing with stuff and everything, and definitely felt like just as entertaining of an episode like any episode of the show so far. But it definitely wasn't as good as last week's episode, which, yeah, I'm okay with, because that episode was really cool and really unique, and that is the reason why I really enjoyed it. So this one was never gonna be better than it. And this was obviously more like a traditional TMNT 1987 episode rather than one with like a more of a style to it, but I still enjoyed it. I think the concept of it was pretty cool. There were a couple of moments that were really fun. Yeah, it just felt like a good episode. Like, if this was an episode of season 1 or 2, I definitely would have said that it was like the best episode of the season or whatever. But honestly, now with season 3, my standards of the show have kind of raised a little bit to the point where this just doesn't really impress me that much. It's an okay episode for this season, but definitely still one of the better ones. Honestly, it's like I would put it about the same as episode 5 of season 2. Like, during the episode, I felt like the enjoyment of seeing all these moving parts of the episode and seeing it actually progress in an entertaining way. Because one of the issues of the show for the first and second season was how slow the plots were, to the point where I just couldn't pay attention enough to the show, and I was like feeling bored. But in season 3 so far, I've never felt that once, honestly. It's been really fun, and the speed or the pacing of the show has been so much better, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I've been enjoying season 3 so much, actually, because the pacing is just that much better, you know? But yeah, hopefully I'm gonna also enjoy the next 2 episodes, because today I'm doing a little bit of like a big recording session where I'm recording more than one episode, and back when I did something like this for the first time with Rise of the TMNT and TMNT 1987. I didn't really like all of the episodes, which was back in like season 1 when I reacted to episode 3, 4, and 5 in succession. So hopefully this time it's going to be more entertaining. I have hopes that I will still enjoy the next 2 episodes, because season 3, like I've said many times already, has been really fun, has been really enjoyable, far more enjoyable than I could have imagined, and I think it's going to continue to be the case going forward. And I feel like just the pacing is fast enough to the point where it should be enjoyable. It definitely doesn't feel as daunting as reacting to another movie from the 90s trilogy or whatever. But yeah, by the way, definitely go and check out my reaction to the 90s TMNT trilogy if you haven't. I recently, as at the point of this recording, I posted the reaction to the first movie. The second one should be coming out on the next round of videos that I do. And the third one shouldn't be that far behind by the time you see these videos either. It's probably going to be in early December when I'll post it, because I just kind of want to get done with uploading those reactions so I don't have to like feel like I have to sideline some of the other videos that I do to make those. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. So in terms of rating for this episode, I think I'm going to give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Not the craziest episode of the show, but interesting sci-fi plot. Interesting interactions overall. I've just really enjoyed it, because this is the epitome of this incarnation of TMNT, and I'm glad that I've honestly been reacting to this show, because my opinions on it and my perception of it have completely changed, and I'm glad about it. I am glad, and I completely understand why people were mad about the portrayal of this version of the Turtles in the crossover with the 2003 and 2012 series. I'm curious if I would really have a different opinion on those episodes as a whole if I sat down and rewatched them after I'm done with the 1987 series. Maybe that's something that we could do in the future, but we'll see. But yeah, what did you guys think about this episode though? Comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, before ending this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 8 patrons on Patreon. Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, August Dice, Little Uzi, Corby Dead, Shironyan, Etsap123, and WeedGod6969. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me, that you have continued to support me in such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not know, that will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do. That being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman. I'm not quite sure at the moment, and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people, but that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country with a family that won't really accept the fact that I'm trans if they found out, there is not really a feasible or easy way for me to transition here with minimal repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything, so if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's fine, don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me out get out of this situation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you don't follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Coffee account where I can pledge support and help get the channel going, have support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!